How to make a terrarium on the cheap. Right, my friends, I bought this from B&M. It's only plastic. It's got a bamboo lid. It's airtight, so I thought it would do really well as a terrarium. I've got this type of thing, which is like a kitchen container of some sort. You can use anything really, anything that's sealed you can use. This is a cookie jar. It's not doing as well, this one. It's not bad, but it could do better. So I'm going to make one, well, I'm going to make two actually. I've got two. One is a gift and one is for me, just because I can. So where do we start? So take your vessel, whatever you want to use. Obviously it needs to be sealed and clear. So I'm going to get some of these little grit. And that will be my bottom layer. This has got a few other bits and pieces mixed in with it because it's just out of my garden. I would recommend that you get some sort of accessory kit. This is basically a bamboo skewer with a cork on the end of it, and we just flatten this down. This is just so it looks all level for a start. It looks nice and tidy and will be level. And this is just a way of doing it. It's quite therapeutic actually. Now we're going to put a layer of this mesh in. Now you can buy a door screen or a window screen with black plastic mesh and just cut it to size, or you can actually buy the mesh from Amazon. Just search it up if you just put in plastic mesh and I'm sure it'll throw up something. So cut this to size, and what this will do is act as a sieve to stop all the soil running into your layer of grit. So that will just go on the top like that. Now I've got to do it all again because I'm doing two. So I already cut my mesh before because I don't want to bore you with that. I'd recommend that you wash your grit, because if you do happen to put too much water in, it will like be a pinky colour if you don't. Pinky powdery stuff washes out of it. It's not very pleasant. Now you can buy all these things mixed together. You can buy a terrarium mix. I've got all the separate ingredients, if you like, just because I wanted to do it right. So this is left over from the other terrariums I did. So we've got 2 cups of sphagnum moss. We have 1 cup of coco coir, 1/4 of a cup of charcoal, 1/4 of orchid bark, and worm castings. This is out of my wormery. You can buy it separately, but as I say, you don't have to do this mix. You can buy it already mixed. So I'm just doing it to show off. So we're just going to go ahead and mix this in the bowl. Let's put that on the bottom just because that's the most. And put that next on. This is in no particular order. This is just me doing it. There's no science to this bit. And some more moss. And all I'm going to do is just mix it up. So there'll probably be some of this left over. Well, I reckon there will be anyway. I don't want to have to mix any more up, but if I do, then I do. So I've got my box, and the general idea is to build it to a slope. So you've got a hill and you plant from the back and leave an open space at the front, but you can do whatever you want. So I'm just going to start by putting a thin layer of this on the bottom. And keeping it loose. And these are plants that I have from other areas in the home that will suit a terrarium nicely. This one is, I can never remember what it's called. Please comment. And if you're liking this content, then please subscribe to the channel. I'm actually going to cut a bit off this, just because I want it to be smaller. So that can be on the back. When you introduce wood into a terrarium, you should expect some mould. It's just the way of it. But it's an essential, I think, essential piece of equipment to have in there. To combat the mould, we use springtails, which are little white insects, and they will clean it right up for us. So let's carry on planting now. I hate these plants, you know. I hate these, is it polka dot? Nerve plant, isn't it? The only place they do well is in a terrarium. I'm just going to build it up a little bit higher. You can plant it however you want. This is a syngonium, I think it's called. I got it out of another terrarium which I've smashed because I hate it, because I couldn't maintain it, couldn't get in it. It's a bloody nuisance, so I smashed it. It's going to go in this back corner, I think. And plant that up. This is You will have noticed it's very, very dry, but that's fine. Oh, I don't think I need it to be this deep at the front. I'll build up the back. And remember, you don't have to do it the same as this. You can use your own. I might have, see, I'm unsure whether or not to put just stones in there and like have a stepping stone. Right, that's 2. Now this is some plants that I've taken from my own terrarium, and there is some moss here. Not sphagnum moss, it's a different moss. Cushion moss I think it's called, but I'm not 100%, don't quote me on that. So I'm going to put a good old chunk of this in, and it does take a while until you get it how you want it, so don't laugh at me, please. Now I'm going to put some of this at the back to make it look like maybe some sort of hill in the background. Might cut a bit of that off actually. No, I won't. I'll leave it as it is. And then just bed that in. So I might make a step to go around to take you up to the top of the hill. I wish I had some smaller stones really, but I haven't, so I'm using what I've got. This is how I'm making it cheap, by not buying unnecessary things. And to keep this back built, nice and built up. So I've got some plants here. That's a asparagus fern type thing. This is a begonia. I might put that so it's sort of like growing down, going down the hill. So he's got a polka dot plant. This is, oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's something like peacock fern or something like that. But it's gone absolutely crazy. Roots very easily once it gets going. So I'm just going to plant that underneath one of those stones, I think. Just put the root in there to let that take hold. And it's rooted in 2 places. So I'll pop that in under there to hold that in place. And there is another plant here, Don't actually know what it's called, but I believe it's a very vigorous grower, which is that one. Oh. So that will do at the front there. Some of these need a bit of a snip, to be honest. And this, it's his birthday in July, the person who I'm gifting it to. So as long as it flourishes again by July, which I think it will be good. This polka dot plant, I might just cut that there. Keep that and see if I can root that somewhere else. Right, I am going to get some moss from my Venus flytrap around the top of that, because it's growing quite fast on that and I don't really want it to grow too fast. So I'm going to go and get some of that, and then I'll replace the compost for that. Alright, so that's the top surface of my Venus flytrap. These two patches of moss here. So that'll make it look like it's carpeted. Now, do I put any wood in or not? Because Josh, this is the boyfriend, likes the woodland look, because one of mine has got wood lice in and he thinks it's great. So I'm not sure whether to just stick that in and have a forest floor effect. Might have a bit of green at the bottom there actually. Oh, hang on. Will that come through there? Got that begonia, I don't want that covered up, because that can be quite stunning. Maybe cut a bit of that moss out. I'll cut that out. So I got that rooted there. But we have to be careful we don't over wet it. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's basically spray it. I'm spraying the walls as well. I don't really want to do any more than that. Put that there. And I might put him in some wood lice, I don't know. Now please comment if you would like to see the one that I do for myself with little houses and things in, or would you just like it to be a woodland like this? Just wanted to have good contact. Right, I'm going to let that soak in. I've just been and had a bite to eat, and I remembered something important that I forgot to add. In here are springtails. Springtails are little insects that will eat any mould that is growing on the wood. So I'm going to add these now. Run down. This is Josh's terrarium this evening. It's looking pretty good. There's a little tiny bit of mould which is down there. Only very minor, but the springtails are in there, so they should start to take care of that. It shouldn't get very bad. There's a couple of wood lice in there as well, because that's Josh's thing. He likes wood lice and the woodland feel. So this is what it's doing at the moment. Seems to be doing all right. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with it.